Hi guys, I thought today I would set up November in my passion planner and show you how I'm using the different parts of the monthly kits from Elliebeth Designs in my planner. I have been using the kits in my happy planner, but one thing I've discovered is because the boxes are quite a lot smaller, I'm not using as many of the stickers on the monthly view because I can't fit quite as much in the box otherwise. So I've been using more and more on my monthly view in my passion planner. Now I have set my passion planner up quite a few months in advance, just because so much goes into it ahead of time. So when I had my undated one, I would typically have 4 months set up at a time. It is still August as I'm filming this, although I probably won't put it up for quite some time. And as you can see, I have set up most of September by now. October's pretty much set up, just a few details to go in when I go back to work. And so I've just got November left to do. So I'm going to be using this beautiful Woodland Wonderland kit. As you can see, I've already got bits missing from it because I've put the bits that I want to use in my happy planner already in my happy planner. So yeah, I'm going to do some bits on camera. I'll do some bits off camera, like the date covers, because they're date covers. I mean, nobody needs to see me put down 30 tiny little square stickers, to be perfectly honest. You guys can do that. But I just thought it'd be nice to give you kind of an overview of how I do it. Having played around with it at the start of August, I decided I loved it, which is why I've done it for every other month since. But yeah, so first thing I'm going to do is take the month and pop it up here. Now, one thing I have been playing around with is how much whiteout I need to use, and invariably I do cover up the months so it doesn't poke out the top, but I don't think I'm going to cover up anything else so far, and it does just fit in like so. Excuse me, I'm going to be sniffing again. There is something that I've suddenly become allergic to. I can't work out what it is, and it's just kind of streaming everywhere. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the notes page kit, which is this lovely kit here. Now, these boxes don't really fit within the spacings on the monthly kit, so what I've been doing is I've been saving them and using them on the weekly spread alongside the flexible kits. So if I just give you a quick peek at an example. So this is the Planner Owls kit. I used the monthly kit for October. I had these 2 boxes left and they fit perfectly in here, so I'm using them there. Just for sort of lined notes, just because I find it a bit easier sometimes than having all the blank space. I end up scribbling if it's unstructured sometimes. So, monthly notes kit, that's what I was talking about, wasn't it? Keep up, my dear. So, what I use most out of this is this sheet here. So this traditionally goes down here. It fits pretty much perfectly between, sorry, I'm sniffing again. It's going to bug me, it will probably bug you. This fits really nicely down this column. So what I do is I just run white out over the headers. I'm actually going to use my thicker white out for this. I think it's a bit easier. Those little ones are lovely, but they do get a little bit frustrating after a while. One thing I haven't yet worked out what I like down here is how much to white out. So one month I just like washi over the sides, another month I white out the whole thing, but then you can see it all outside of it and it's just a little bit, yeah, I'm not quite sure. So this butts up perfectly up against the priorities, the focus boxes for the month, and then just going to run that down there, and it fits really nicely, I find anyway. I've just realised I haven't got my washi down the side. What I do on the monthlies is I just put a bit of washi down the side so I can find them easily, although I'm thinking of getting tabs for this planner. I'm going to have a little bit of a poke around. That kind of works. That works. So this is a thinner one, so I'm just going to do that because, no, I'm not going to do that. Bear with me, guys. Sorry about that. I have now, as you've noticed, added the washi. I tend to use different colours, but I think this fits so perfectly with the kit that I have already used it in August, but I don't really mind using it again. Just thought it was easier to do that a bit off camera. You don't need to see me lay a piece of washi. So, where was I? I've done my notes. I don't use the whole of this notes strip because there is no need. And I kind of don't have as much space. So I just tend to top that box with notes and then just very carefully trim it down. Just like that. Now, I was going to comment, I took my X-Acto knife to the Southwest Craft and Planner Meet, which is a brilliant event, by the way. Totally recommend going to a planner meet. And we were making travel notebook inserts, and I was cutting down pages, and I managed to snap just a tiny bit off the end of my craft knife. However, it does mean that actually it cuts a little bit more effectively, so evidently it was getting blunt anyway. So a little sidetrack there. So that's my notes section down there. And then what I found in my old passion planner was that I wasn't necessarily using all 4 of these. So I tend now to put white out along here. White out is my friend. And that's where I put my monthly habit tracker. And I do actually tend to use it a little bit more in my passion planner, just because I do check them monthly so often. I was kind of hoping by now that my cover would have turned up. I ordered a cover from Woodland Cottage Farm. I feel there's a few enablers in the Elliebeth Designs group. And that's got, excuse me again, 5 ribbon page markers, I believe. I went for 4 or 5 anyway, because I don't actually like the green one that much. In my old one, you may have noticed that I had it taped in the back. I probably will do the same again. And it means that I can have a ribbon on the monthly, a ribbon on the weekly, a ribbon at the notes at the back, a ribbon at the front, just the calendar view if I wanted to. I'll wait till it turns up and find, make a decision on how I'm going to use that. But they're all kind of things that cropped up while I was thinking about it. So then we have this space here, which is kind of like a little bit of a nothing space. I'm really sorry about all this sniffing. I was absolutely fine a minute ago, and suddenly I can't stop. The realities of being a human being, I suppose. You can't always be perfectly well and healthy, can you? Anyway, so there's a little extra strip down here I just used to add a little bit more patterning. I'm sorry, guys. And my lovely knife in again. Now, one thing I have noticed about this kit is that the washi is so much more heavily patterned than some of the previous kits. It's making me change about how I might use deco things. Do you know what? I'm going to pause a moment. I'm going to go and try and blow my nose and get rid of all this snot, and then I'll be back. Really lovely thing to say, but I don't feel I can carry on until I've done it. I'm really sorry about that, guys. I realised I suddenly started talking like I was back in the classroom. The habits of being a primary school teacher. Anyway, while I had the camera paused, I thought I'd go in and put in all of the date covers. And I do love that these actually fit really nicely in the boxes. And the other thing I really love about the monthly view on this is a small thing to like, is that there is enough space so that there are no half boxes. It's one thing that's really bugging me. When I have my own conjuring, if there was a half box, I could easily move one up to the top row or 2 or however many there were. But in the Happy Planner, because it's all coloured, it's really hard to do that. So I just love that really simple adjustment that makes everything so much easier. So I've got those in. The spare bits of washi for the empty boxes I actually trim down. Trim in half, because then I can use them across both planners. It gives me a bit more to use, and because they don't fill the box anyway, in this one or in my Happy Planner, I just thought a little bit across the top, like a little bit of decoration, actually is just enough. You don't need it. It works better than having sort of not quite a full box, if that makes sense. So like with everything else, just trim it down. It seems to be that I'm fine, and then I start talking, and then I start sniffing again. So I am really sorry. We're just going to have to cope with it now, to the point where I lose the will to live, I think, is the way it's going to go. So yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, oh, phone. It seems to be the only communication I have during the holidays is messages on my phone. Oh, it is driving me bananas now, so I can only imagine how you guys are feeling. This is turning into quite a rambly planning video, I feel, again, so I'm very sorry about that. It has been commented that perhaps I talk too much, but equally, a lot of people say they quite enjoy it, so I enjoy talking. And at the moment, it's still the school holidays, and yeah, as I've said before, I don't have many people to talk to, so you're just going to have to listen to me or speed this up. Your choice. So that just adds a little bit of decoration, putting that in there. I have got these thin bits of washi. I'm not really doing anything this month that needs them. So these will kind of get used as decoration. So I'm going to use the sort of dark reddy purple one, I think, just to kind of cover over this a little bit. That's really not straight. We can do better than this. Thank you very much. So yeah, I did mention briefly about the Southwest Craft and Planner Meet. I haven't really done a video since I went. I was incredibly nervous and slightly terrified, and I thought it'd be fine, you know, I'll be put on a table, I'll get to meet people, and then there was messaging, we're not doing a seating plan, and I panicked. So what was quite nice though is I got to sit with Sophie Ball, who's also on the design team, and we got to meet each other. She makes the most amazing coffee and walnut cake. I'm sure some of her other cakes are equally delicious from what everyone has said, but I have a thing for coffee and walnut cake, and it was absolutely fabulous. So that goes in there. Let me get on to these little things here, these little circles. Now these are completely 100% designed for the circles in the Erin Condren planner. However, I've kind of been utilising them in this section. So this section on the Passion Planner is kind of designed to for you to focus on your monthly game changes, something you're going to focus on that month. And actually I have kind of commandeered it for that and for other things. So I have been picking different headers, and my OCD, well, I don't really have OCD, sometimes things get to me a little bit more than others, is that I really like the headers to match the colour of the circle, which kind of limits what I use. And I just pop them in. So I tend to have sort of a couple of things that make me think ahead for the month, and a couple of things that are a bit more reflective, to go back on at the end of the month, sort of more towards when I do my monthly reflection. So I am really sorry about this sniffing. It's where you can't hear any of it when I've watched this film back, and it's just driven me bananas all the way through. So yeah, I haven't stuck this one down yet because I tend to stagger sort of current and reflective things and overlap them a little bit. I'm going to go for another one first, I think. So we want to go for currently, memory, let's go for, and I'll go for currently. And then that sort of goals section kind of trips into my game changer for the month, really, and what I want to focus on for me. The love is just sort of something that I've really enjoyed during the month, at the start of the month, whenever I feel like filling it in. that's kind of that really. At the moment, let's put a few things down. Haven't really decided when I'm going to be doing any filming or anything yet for November. I've only really got as far as the end of September. I do have payday, obviously, best day of the month. Pop him over at the top, I think. I have a couple of birthdays that are there. Oh my goodness me. And there means something is like to be happening. There is likely to be some kind of celebratory birthday party here. It is my dad's 75th in November. Yeah, a lot of significant birthdays this year in my family, as you've probably worked out from watching a few videos. That's kind of that. Deco. I have started adding more deco to my plans. I quite enjoy it now. Having been someone that thinks, what's the point in deco? In my monthly spreads particularly, I really enjoy putting it down. So, I think I'm going to put these lovely little flowers at the top here, just in that top corner. We'll pop this in here. I like the little owl. I've got a lot of the little owl because I've got the washi down, haven't I? And I haven't got these two because I'm not using that part of the kit. Oh, what do I do? I'm going to put the little owl down here anyway, because why not? And that might be it for now. So, other things that are going on. I'm going to take these ones. I'm just going to put them down to mark guide meetings. So there's one then. There isn't one then because it's carnival. My road gets shut for carnival, so I can't get in or out, which makes guides a bit of a problem. That's the Somerset Carnival Circuit. If you haven't checked out the Somerset Carnival Circuit, I suggest that you do. There's nothing quite like it on the planet, in my opinion. Well, there just isn't anyway. So those are my guide meetings. We've got that then. At the moment, I don't think I have any weekend plans in November, which actually would be fantastic, given the craziness of the previous few months. It's the only thing that I do after I've done all this for the time being. I'll fill out my habit tracker closer to the time when I do my sort of actual monthly setup. You may have noticed I have started... Oh, I've lost a pen. Oh no. There it is. You may have noticed I've started drawing around my deco, just to make it stand out a little bit, and some of my stickers. It's something I saw on, I think it was a Bible journaling video, and I just really liked the effect, the way it made everything stand out. So I have started doing this on certain things. I do it around the header for the month, just to really make it stand out, and I do tend to do that bit in black. I'll go back on Sharpie and do that bit, and then the deco I do in colours. So I'm going to try and do this one in orange. This one's really, really fiddly because there's lots to it, meaning I'll probably go wrong, but hey ho, you won't be able to miss it, that's for certain. And we'll go round. Sorry, this one in this sort of dark berry colour. I'm so glad we can now get these gel pens in the UK. Oh, excuse me, that is my phone. Sorry about that, that was my dad. I did have to answer that. Anyway, I've completely forgotten what I was saying. Oh, gel pens, wasn't it? The fact that you can get these Inkjoy gel pens in the UK is now fantastic. I saw the advert on telly late one night and was like, oh my goodness, how exciting. So that is about all I'm going to do on my monthly spread for now, and then when it comes to sort of as things crop up, they will go in here. As I get close to November, I will do my habit tracker fill in, I'll fill in my little circles, and yeah, that will be that. So I just thought it might be nice to see how I'm using a differently designed kit and a different planner, but I love how these monthly views are turning out using the monthly kits from Rachel. I will speak to you soon, guys. Bye.